Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of my video blog. This week I want to bring to you guys the idea and the notion of taking massive action. Now, what I mean by all of this is more in the regards of taking that first step, or taking that seventh step, or taking that 20th step into what it is that you want to do and where it is that you want to go. Because without that little step that you take, without that first step or that seventh step in the direction of where you want to go, you can't get to where you want to go if you don't take that step, right? So this is my encouragement to you that, to take this step. Now, what I mean by that is when we are so fearful of where it is that we want to go, we always have that little instinct inside of us that says, yes, 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 let's do it. And then all of a sudden the ego comes in and starts saying, you know what, probably not going to happen, this isn't going to happen, or the what ifs, or the shoulds, or the, oh, there's other priorities happening, or that ought to be happening. So, well, let's hold off on that. Or what if they don't like me? What if it doesn't work out? What if, and the what ifs of life can just overcome us and overrule us if we start thinking about it as opposed to just taking that action and going forward. So when we feel that little fire inside of us, that little to kind of go, all right, let's take that action, take it, do it. Because without that action, you're not going to be able to move forward. And it could be as small as picking up a book that you need to read to move forward in your personal development, your business development, wherever it may be. What if it's something as small as applying for another job? What if it's something small like, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of something small. Like, okay, so for instance, for me, when I first started doing these video blogs, this is a big step for me, This is something that I'm putting myself out there for. And I put it off for so long because I had all these what ifs. And one day I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this change and let's just move forward. And I did it. And how many posts later and now I'm here doing this and I feel a lot more comfortable. But that's the idea, is that as soon as you get that little gusto to kind of move forward and do something, do it. And do it right away, pretty much. Because if you don't do it right away, guess what? You're never going to happen. Now, the other thing, though, is that when it takes this massive action, when you take this step towards where it is that you want to go, what it takes is courage. Now, we all have evidence and we all have proof of when we have courage in our life and going forward. And we all have evidence of having courage and it not working out, or having the evidence of having courage and then kind of just letting it go. Like, we all have evidence of both these situations. Now, what I want to say, though, is that when you have this gust of courage, when you have this instinct of it, and when you're like, you know what, no, I have to do this in order to get to where I want to go. If this is your end goal right over here, and this is where you are, and you know that those small little steps to get to where you need to be is those little acts of courage, then you got to do it. And we all have it in us already, How many times have you gone on a bike only to fall off and get back up again and do it again, right? Those are little acts of courage to start you in riding a bicycle. Same thing with, writing a test or a fitness regime, or, just anything in life. You don't realize it, but it's small acts of courage, because sometimes it's all within our little bubble. And if we stay in our bubble, obviously nothing is going to happen. But small little acts of courage in our comfort zone lead to progress and lead to, everything else that, in our goals. But now it's a matter of taking that massive action that's outside of our comfort zone as well, right? Doing something that you've never done before and you're terrified to do it, but you're doing it anyway. Now, the greatest thing around courage, though, is that at the end of it, in this small little calculation of what courage is that it makes you feel alive. You feel alive and you feel happy and you feel content and you feel proud of who you are and you feel excited about the next ventures because you took these little acts of courage. So courage eventually leads to progress, and progress then leads to growth, and then growth leads to feeling alive. It's kind of like that little calculation of it all. Now, with all that being said, though, is that you got to still take that action. You got to get that little courage, that little fire inside of you that says yes, and do it. We all have days where we all kind of feel slumpy and we're like, I don't necessarily know if I want to do it. I'm not too sure, oh, all these what ifs happen. But there's still that little fire inside of you that says you want to do it. You really just want to just get going and do it. And I encourage you to listen to that little voice that says, yes, I want to do this. Even if you are feeling a little sluggish, or if you're feeling kind of fearful around it, I say just do it, right? And, that's just what's going to happen. You just got to kind of do it. You just got to make that little first step. Like, another example I'm going to give quickly is when you want to work out, you sit there and you're like, I really don't feel like doing this. I really, really don't. But as soon as you get up, as soon as you start getting your body moving, and as soon as you kind of work through it all, guess what? You end up feeling amazing, and you're like, you know what? I'm really glad I did this. I'm really glad that I took the time for myself to do this, and I'm glad I just took those 2 seconds to get up, even though I didn't want to. Taking that kind of action and taking that massive action and that courage is what I'm talking about. And I know we can all relate to that because I'm sure we've all been there before. But that's what I'm talking about, guys. When you feel that courage, when you feel that fire, whether you're feeling sluggish or fearful or excited, take that. Take it and do it and roll with it and work with it. Now, I'm really curious as to how you guys want to go with this, and I really appreciate all the support you guys give. That's it for me today. So until next time, I'm really looking forward to meeting up with you guys again. All right, cheers, bye.